Hello, hello, welcome. I'm so excited to read for you because today we're talking about refreshing the romance in our lives. And it's such an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for being here and just giving me the opportunity to read for such powerful beings. And we're going to get started today with 4 piles for you to choose from. Love is such an important component of our lives here on earth. And a part of that is romance. So today we want to take a look at how we can step more deeply into romance. And it's an important journey that we have the choice to experience or not to experience. We're living in a world of free will. And so for those who are just really interested in refreshing the romance in their lives, I just wanted to create this reading and just have a little fun and see how we can get the fire burning. So take a look at the 4 piles and see which one resonates with you. For pile number 1, we have from the Hedgewitch Oracle, the Blackberry with Adaptation. And we also have the Evil Eye Ring, which is, an energy of protection. Not sure how good this camera is able to spontaneously focus. This is Chicory with Sustain. And here we have the Dalmatian Jasper ring. I believe it's Dalmatian Jasper. Here we have Daylily with Ephemeral and a Moonstone ring. And for pile number 4, we have the Fern with Growth and a beautiful Labradorite ring. I don't know if you can see how that shimmers. This Labradorite is really they all are, but Labradorite is also a beautiful stone. So take a look and just take a deep breath and feel which pile you feel drawn to. If you feel drawn to more than one, then you're welcome to watch them in the order that feels, intuitively resonant with you. And you can look at the time codes below and then jump to the pile that you feel is calling to you. And there I will give you your reading. Hello, pile number 1. So let's take a look. We have again the Blackberry with Adaptation and this protective eagle eye. Eagle eye. Wow. Okay. So that was a slip of the tongue. Eagle eye, evil eye ring. But I like this idea of eagle eye. There's an opportunity for clarity and to also to realize one's worth. Okay, let's see. You have the card 555. So there's great change, great opportunity here. So this is a pile that I created myself, and for each pile I chose some pink cards. At the bottom of the deck, after choosing all four piles, is Archangel Chamuel, which I think is so fitting. Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of love. And so to me, with Archangel Chamuel at the bottom of the deck, after pulling cards for all four piles, it's, Archangel Chamuel is looking over this reading and going to assist us in helping us to refresh romance and to learn more about the vibration of love, because love is a very high vibration. So if you're feeling like maybe you're not able to experience it this lifetime or worthy even of experiencing it, know that it's a part of the soul's journey, soul's evolution, to learn through love. And so we all have an opportunity to open up to it. Here, okay, we have some cards from the Medicine Tarot. Six of Arrows, which should be Six of Swords, Ace of Pipes, Ace of Wands, and here we have the Emperor. Okay, so with these cards, with pile number one, I feel like we're coming out of something. We're coming out of either a dry season or a time of feeling like romance has just not worked out for us. Look at how this person is looking into the horizon. The sun is rising. Something new is coming, and it's coming fast. You see that? It's coming fast. And one way we can support this current is by, being loving to ourselves. One thing I learned from a guide in a meditation is that, we tend to seek in relationships something we're not giving to ourselves. So if in our relationships we feel like something is missing, then often it's something we're not giving to ourselves. So I feel like with the Six of Arrows, there's a cycle that's ending, and it may have been a dry cycle, or a cycle of things not quite working out in the way that you had hoped, or disappointment and heartbreak. That cycle is ending, and we're coming with the Ace of Pipes, the Ace of Wands here, into new possibilities. And it's interesting that the Ace of Pipes is here, because I always considered it to be a card of protection. And we also have the evil eye ring here. So I feel like this is also a very protective, very loving energy. And now, as we leave this old cycle, there's an opportunity to embrace the possibilities of the new. So if any part of you has given up, you may want to have a conversation with that part of you and say, okay, I appreciate that you may be trying to protect me, but now it's time for us to open up to possibilities. Because with the Emperor in command here, it's now time for you to be the authority in your life. On the day I'm doing this reading, it's full moon in Aries with the sun in Libra. And that energy, that axis of Libra Aries, is always asking us to be the authority in our own lives, and to make sure that when we're in relationships, we're not just thinking about the needs and the wants of our partners, but we're making sure to be cognizant of our own needs and our own wants as well. So that when we're entering in relationship, it's not an energy of codependency or self-sacrifice. Instead, it's an energy of interdependence, where both partners are able to speak on what it is that they need, speak on what it is that they want, and they're able to find win-win and very loving solutions. So I feel like you're coming into a new time of romance with great opportunity. 555 is dynamic change. Like, look how these waters are rushing towards this rising sun. Like, there's great opportunity for change. And here we have the sun again. And right now, the sun, at the time of this reading, the sun is in Libra, and then we have this Emperor, which also has a bit of an ancestral energy to it. So it could be that in the past you were healing ancestral wounds, but here we see, you're able to be the authority in your life. And perhaps with the card Adaptation, you were adapting to the needs of others, being cognizant of what would bring more harmony. And now you're able to step into an energy of, being the authority in your life, being cognizant of your own wants, needs, desires, your own authenticity, and balancing that with the needs, desires, and authenticity of your partner where you're not coming up short. So there's new opportunity here. See? Clear your energy. And so when we're coming out of old cycles, we have the opportunity to look at the bottom of the deck, innocence. Isn't that beautiful? So when we're coming out of old cycles, sometimes what we need to do is clear our energy, to let go of the old. And part of that is also cutting cords. We can create energetic cords to people, places, animals, situations, things. And if that energy is no longer for our highest, greatest good, it can drain our energy. And so I will post in the description below a cleansing. And all you have to do is only 6 minutes long. You press play. And in this cleansing, you just listen to the music. I shortly explain what I'm doing, and then you just listen to the music. And if you can't have the music on for some reason, it's okay. You don't need the music. The energy is happening through the video where I cut any chords that are, where I ask the angels actually, or high vibrational energy, to cut the chords that are not for your highest, greatest good, that are no longer serving you, and for those chords to go into the light and their roots to go into the light, and for you to be replenished with high vibrational love and light. Because when we're cleansing our energy, we always want to make sure to replenish with high vibrational energy. So I'll place that cord cutting in the description, but I'll also place other cleansing videos so that as you clear out the old, you can welcome in the new. And with innocence at the bottom of the deck, I always feel like the bottom of the deck is issuing some kind of supportive foundational message. I feel like it's important for you to understand your own innocence, your own purity, and that no matter what has happened, even if you feel like you made mistakes, or you feel like maybe there were situations where you didn't stand up for yourself, it's okay to let these energies go and to move in to higher vibrational energy. Let's look at some universe cards. At the bottom of the deck, Pisces. So I feel like with the Pisces energy here, you might be someone who's very feeling, very empathic. Okay, we've got Sun in Cancer, Hygia, first house. Oh, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. And Vesta. Okay. Wow. Great message. This is a great message. So when I see Cancer energy, then I know this is about finding sacred space within yourself, because that's really the essence of what Cancer is about. We talk about it being home. We talk about, sometimes even you'll hear people talk about it as a dominant energy, a very protective energy. So you may have some of these qualities of being very protective, wanting, everyone around you to be safe, to be secure. But one meaning of Cancer that is absolutely important, that is often overlooked, is how important it is to create sacred space within yourself, where you know that no matter where you go, you're at home within yourself. And that will help you to open up to the energy of new beginnings, right? It's having that sacred space within yourself and refreshing the romance with yourself. And as you refresh the romance with yourself, with this first house energy of self, the more you will become a magnet for the type of romance that you want to experience. Yeah, Cancer, is represented by the crab, and the crab carries his home on his back. So no matter where the crab is at home. And so it's about finding more of a authority, and you may need to redefine the word authority, because sometimes if we've had negative experiences with authority, we can disidentify with authority, with power. And then we lose the power within our own lives. But you may need to redefine what authority means to you, which to me is having the power of choice, Scorpio energy. You may not have the power over the circumstances around you, but you always have the power to choose how you want to react to that. And that is true power. And with Cancer here, which is also a water sign like Scorpio, it's about feeling, and it's about giving yourself permission to feel at home within yourself. Let's take a look at Hygeia. Hygeia is considered to be the purifier. So this is about spring cleaning. This is about cleaning out not just your emotional space, but also your physical space. And it's about releasing the energy of worry, you know? And some of you may feel like you're just giving, 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 and not giving yourself permission to receive. And that's also very strong Libra energy. Is out there giving, giving, giving. And with the first house, which is ruled by Aries, we want to come back into the energy of giving to the self, connecting to the true self, and asking, what are my desires? What are my needs? What is it that's, helping to sustain me? And to give yourself that permission. So with Hygeia here, we're coming back to this opportunity to clear your energy. And it may not only be your mental and emotional space, it may also be your physical space as well. Because what a lot of people don't know is we have 4 lower bodies. We have the physical body, but we also have the emotional body, the mental body, and the etheric body. The etheric body is the body that holds your soul's blueprint for this lifetime, where your soul says, this is what I intend to learn for this lifetime. So, you're someone who's been adapting a lot, but with Vesta here, you can create a new home for yourself. You can create a new hearth, a new home, and give yourself the opportunity to create a life that you want, genuinely want to live. So let's take a couple more cards. Let's see. So how can pile number 1 create that sacred space within the self, clear their energy, and really become that magnet for the love they want to experience? We have here citrine with manifest your masterpiece. So this is really about Emperor energy. This is about understanding you have the power to create your own reality. I love this pink, so I'm going to take this one off the top. Kunzite, open up your love channel. So some of you may have had difficult past experiences that kind of slow you down and really opening up to love. It could be that your heart chakra is a bit blocked at the moment, but Kunzite is telling you, look at this precious pink here. Kunzite is saying, open up your love channel, allow love to flow through. How can pile 1, allow love to flow through? Ooh, that one just jumped out. Get into your depth. Here it says, when to use garnet. When you feel like the real you is getting lost in the sometimes shallow, often materialistic priorities of a likes-driven culture. So some of you may feel like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses in this social media culture. You may be hard on yourself. And it's interesting because on the day of this Aries full moon, the message that I posted on Instagram is that this full moon is basically teaching us that if we're waiting to be 10 pounds less, or if we're waiting to look this way, look that way, or to measure up to this standard or measure up to that standard, we're holding ourselves back from the beauty and bounty that genuinely belongs to us. And I feel like that's one of the most genius things in this patriarchal culture that holds women in particular back, is this feeling that I have to be a certain weight or have a certain body image, body consciousness, in order to really go after what it is that I want. And part of what I like about social media is we see people out there not worrying about how they look, not worried, but just getting out there and sharing their wisdom, sharing their gifts. You see people in their bonnets and their scarves, just waking up like, I just got this message, and sharing their message. I have to say that is one of the things I appreciate about social media, is releasing perfectionism. And with Pisces at the bottom of the deck, Pisces speaks on perfectionism and our need to release that. And look, right below Pisces is Chiron, the soul's wound. So you may have experienced a lot of criticism in your relationships in the past. You know, there may be some fear of not being good enough, of not being perfect mixed in with this energy. But let's see what's here. Get answers to your biggest questions. And I feel like one of your biggest questions is, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel you're good enough? What do you like about yourself? What are your desires? As you create this sacred space and sacred home within yourself, it's going to be important for you to allow yourself to find your solid ground within yourself. Find your solid ground within yourself. Okay. So let's get a last loving and supportive message. Well, first of all, let's see, what can we release? And then we're going to get a last supportive message from the moon. What are we releasing? Death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So if some of you have been through a breakup, understand that endings are merely new beginnings. At the bottom, we have envy. I am the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. So, you know, some of you, if you've experienced a lot of criticism, or, you know, if you've experienced this feeling of, you know, other people are, you know, falling in love and I'm not experiencing romance, understand that endings are merely new beginnings. And your reading speaks completely of a new beginning. And one of the ways you can get there is by creating home within yourself, releasing the past, clearing your energy, and then allowing yourself to open up your love channel so that you become a magnet for the love that you want to experience. And the more you create sacred space within yourself, the more you love yourself and you're good to yourself, the more you will allow that energy to come through. No longer just going along with what everybody else wants, but being that authority in your life that says, okay, from today on, there's a transformation happening, because we all know that death is transformation. We all know there's a, you know, from today on, there's a transformation happening. I am stepping more into love. Look at this enormous appetite heart. I'm stepping more into love. I'm allowing myself to transform, and I am loving myself unconditionally. So honesty, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. That is such a important message. When I was younger, I used to watch adults, and I always felt like adults weren't always honest with themselves. And I promised myself at like the age of 8, if I can't say it aloud to others, I will at least always say it aloud to myself. I will always be honest with myself. And that is a crucial, crucial learning, that we all have the opportunity to be honest. The energy is gaining momentum. So one more loving message. Oh, I feel my one more turned into 3 more. At the bottom, a win-win outcome is forecast. So let's see. The energy is gaining momentum. So waxing moon, you know, things are growing. It's already moving. So if you're like, okay, this beginning, I'm starting back at 0. This is saying it's not 0. You know, this energy is already moving. 555, that's a dynamic energy. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. The end of a tough cycle approaches. That's exactly what I spoke on with the 6 of arrows. The end is the end of a tough cycle. Something new is coming. Don't let your past hold you back. So if you've had past difficult experiences, it's time to embrace transformation. It's time to embrace that cycle has ended. Something new is wanting to come in, and we have the opportunity to clear our energy and establish a more sacred and more loving relationship to self. You can call on Archangel Chamuel for support and just ask Archangel Chamuel to support you in opening up your love channel. Look who's right under Archangel Gabriel, the angel of messages. You know, ask Archangel Gabriel to help you to go out there, live your life, enjoy your life, and to trust that the love that is meant for you is going to walk in right at the appointed time. And for those of you who are already in a relationship, there's an opportunity for newness here, for clearing out the old and stepping in to the new. And one way you can do that is really by creating that sacred home space within yourself and allowing that self-confidence to exude and become a magnet that pulls in the love you want to experience. Nourish your heart chakra, my love. So this is your reading. I hope that it has been helpful to you. If you're interested, I am a Starseed astrologer and give Starseed astrology birth charts reading. You can check the link below, and there are other courses that I offer and other opportunities to work together. I'm sending so much love. I am so proud of you for ending this cycle, and I would love to hear in the comments below the new cycle you are stepping into. Much love. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have, again, the Dalmatian jasper, which is a stone of mental sharpness. It's a stone of tranquility. It's just a beautiful stone of balance and tranquility, peace, intelligence, and even protection, because the black inclusions here are black tourmaline, which is an energy of protection. You also have here chicory with sustain. And I know that chicory is also a Bach essence, and I think chicory is for the ability to say no. So I already pulled cards from the Medicine Tarot, and here there's a message that you're quite powerful, you're quite energetic, because already in the first position we have Harvest Lodge of the stones, and you see all of this bounty, all of this bounty within. And I feel like with the Dalmatian jasper ring, you're just full of gifts, you're full of plenty, and you're being called with the Apprentice of Pipes to channel that energy, to really allow that energy to flow through you and to make use of that energy. And look at the bird, and know you're being supported by your spirit animal, by your guides, your guardians. And with the 9 of arrows here, which is I believe the 9 of swords, you're being called to trust. She's got the blindfold on, and and she's pointing toward her goal. Look at all the hearts around. You're being called to trust yourself, trust your inner guidance, trust your inner wisdom. And as you trust yourself, like, look at this energy of sustain. Like, you're okay. You're okay. So as you trust yourself, trust your inner wisdom and guidance, you will come to that bounty that you deserve and that you desire. The universe is reaching out to hand it to you. You're climbing the ladder to go get it. The ancestors are looking over you. Like, the exchange is happening. It's happening. So come more into an energy of self-trust to experience that refresh of romance. Balancing power, love, and wisdom. This is a deck that I just, created myself. See if we can get these all 3 visible. Balancing power, love, and wisdom. Sacral chakra. Step into your queendom. Okay, look at that. Like I said, it's happening. You're learning to trust yourself. You're getting it. You're going to get it. Step into your queendom. Okay. So with the sacral chakra here, we're also talking about creation. And the sacral chakra, is our reproductive organs. So it's time to access that energy of sensuality. And as I've been speaking on, I feel like we're in a time where we're letting go of negative body consciousness, negative body image, and all of us, we're stepping into living our own very unique form of sexuality, sensuality, beauty. And that's what I feel here you're being called to do. you know, Balancing power, love, and wisdom. With this card, my intention was to teach that when you live power, you must balance power with love and wisdom. Because if you don't balance power with love and wisdom, that's how it can get out of control. When you're living love, you must balance love with power and with wisdom, because the power is going to help make sure that you remain an authority in your own life and that you're balancing the needs of others while balancing that with your own needs, not forgetting your own needs. And the wisdom is going to bring discernment. And when you're living wisdom, you must balance wisdom with power and love as well. So they all work together for wholeness, right? So I feel like as you step into your queendom, with sustain here, you have the ability to lead and to balance these energies. So I feel like this is an encouragement. You're on already a good path. Again, clear your energy. This came out in the first pile. And I'm taking more cards than I did in the first pile, but every pile is always different. Surrender, which to me says just surrender. Every pile is different. Clear your energy. Enlightenment. Okay. This is the crown chakra. So here it would be about allowing that divine energy to flow, divine messages to flow, healing. Okay. Decision. Okay. So let's find out more about this decision. What is this decision? Because I feel like the decision has to do with you stepping into your queendom, you healing and giving yourself permission to step into your power. And what I'm feeling and sensing is that someone may, this is a general reading, but there may be sadness there, and a sadness that is holding you back from realizing your true power, your true inner abundance, and your true potential. And so with enlightenment and healing here, well, actually with all three cards, we're letting go of the past. We're stepping into our queendom and our power. And as we do that, we are healing. We are healing and growing and perhaps even becoming a healer. That's the decision. Love begins. Okay. I just pulled the card. There it is. Love begins. Okay. 2 jumpers. At the bottom, we have moving on. This is 6 of Swords energy. This is the Psychic Tarot. So moving on to 6 of Swords energy is letting go of the past, clearing your energy. I will post a video below for cord cutting, because sometimes we can create energetic cords that connect us to person, places, situations, and things that are no longer for our highest, greatest good. And we have to cut those energetic cords and release them and replenish, because whenever we cleanse our energy, we always want to replenish with positive energy. And we're going to let that old energy go. And the loving energetic connections, they remain, but we let go of the ones that are no longer positively serving us. So in order to refresh romance in your life, one thing you're going to have to do is make the decision to allow love to come through. This is the Ace of Cups. Okay, this is the Ace of Cups. So this is allowing love to come through. Base chakra, destiny. Okay, that's beautiful. This is the Wheel of Fortune. So with the base chakra, we're talking about security. It's interesting that you have sustain here in the base chakra when it comes to decision. So it's going to be important for you to be in a space that is safe, and that allows you to really experience and feel this natural inner abundance that you have. So if you have energetic connections that are siphoning off this energy or making it difficult for you to feel that energy, it's time for you to step more into your discernment, into your wisdom, and your self-trust, and to allow yourself to make the decision to heal, to let go of the past, and understand that love is a part of what you're meant to experience here. Now, with the base chakra, it could be situations from childhood, from family situations that may have been difficult or may have been a different experience of love than the one that you want to experience. But with our chakras, we always have the ability to clear them, to clear the chakra, and then allow ourselves to experience something new and to become a magnet for that newness that we want to experience. Let's get some more universal wisdom and support. At the bottom of this deck, when I pulled the piles, is courage. So healing and allowing love to come through can take a lot of courage. Pisces. So you may be someone who's very sensitive. Saturn. Okay, Saturn is talking about authority, is talking about responsibility, but also talking about where we can have our limitations. First house. Okay. So, and we've got ascendant at the bottom. So this is interesting. When you have in your birth chart Saturn in the first house, then this is usually someone who had to grow up really quickly, who had to be an adult already at a young age. And so they missed kind of like that childhood fun. And that's interesting because that's part of what the Dalmatian stone is about. It's about reconnecting to the inner child and inner child healing. You know, so you may, some of you listening to this general reading may have experienced a childhood where there was kind of disruption and you had to grow up fast. You may have even had to take on responsibility. Some of you may be the oldest and had to take care of the younger siblings. You know, there are different ways to look at this. But when I see Saturn in the first house, then I know that this person may be experiencing limitations or restraints when it comes to experiencing and expressing the fullness of who they are. There may be some fear there. Now, the other side to that is, although Saturn shows us where our limitations are, Saturn is also showing us where our gift is. You know, Maxine Taylor, the astrologer, she says, when we have responsibility, which is the energy of Saturn, we're being called to respond to our ability. So again, as I mentioned already, just looking at the medicine tarot, I think you have a gift for leadership. And when you have Saturn in the first house, you're most likely a natural leader. And you had to already express that gift as a child. And so with Love Begins, we're coming more into a playfulness. We're giving ourselves permission to release a bit of that negative experience of authority and responsibility and come more into our inner power, come more into queendom, you know? And with Pisces here, with Pisces, let's go ahead and just say the person has, in this general reading, Pisces is on the first house with Saturn there. Then, you know, this is going to be about, you know, allowing more of this crown chakra energy in, allowing more of universal love and light to come through, and not to get caught up in perfectionism and end up holding the self back and allowing the past to hold the self back. You know, because Pisces 12th house energy can also be ancestral energy as well as past life energy. So maybe even some past life situations, hurts and pains being expressed in this particular lifetime. And so we're able to let that go and give the self permission to step more into their spiritual authority, right? To look at more of our spiritual gifts and allow those spiritual gifts to flow through. So some of you may be in a great, loving, romantic relationship, but may need also a bit more to fall in love with your career again, to fall in love with your life purpose again. And some of you may benefit from just envisioning yourself being held by the divine, having the divine mother on the right, the divine father on the left, and them holding you as their divine child. And as you step more into your queendom, you can allow more love to flow through. Look how love is being poured in and it's flowing and everything is growing. The rainbow speaks of a cycle ending and a new cycle beginning. So it's with Pisces on the first house, there's empathic ability here. There's psychic ability here. But there's also sometimes a lack of self-awareness when it comes to one's gifts and abilities and inner abundance, you know? And with Pisces energy, a person can be really a bit of a perfectionist. So I feel like there's an opportunity here to step more into your inner abundance. So I'm just going to pull a little bit from the Romance Tarot. I didn't do this in the first deck. It just didn't call to me. First pile got a very clear, beautiful, very clear message. Let's just see if anything interesting. We want to understand more about how to step into romance, step more into that playful sensuality of the sacral chakra, more into the queendom. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. We have the Lovers. Look at them in the gondola. She's losing her hat. She doesn't care. She's not worried about that hat. And look how loose they are. Look how loose their bodies are. It's like you're already on a good path. Like allow more love to come through, more healing. The Star, 17, the Star card. Everything's working out for your highest and greatest good. Look at this. The Two of Coins. Look at her. Cute. I'm giving her a kiss and she's like, ugh. That precious kind of love, that innocent kind of love. Strength card. And it's interesting because I keep talking about how there's such an inner abundance, but look how she's being subdued. She's in stone and being subdued, but you can open up that power. It's always funny just trying to make space so that all the cards can be seen. Okay, Six of Wands. And look at the bird in the cage and look at the birds flying. And I feel like you have a choice here. You have a decision. You know, are you the bird in the cage or are you the one enjoying nature? Are you the one flying? That's going to require letting go of the past, clearing your energy, allowing that divine love and light to flow through. I'm also a Reiki teacher. I teach Reiki seminars live here in Munich, Germany. And, I'm American living in Munich. And, you can allow that Reiki energy to flow through. You just call the energy. Just call Reiki energy, which is basically, if you translate it from the Japanese, Rei is universal, Ki is energy. Ki in Japanese is like Chi in Chinese or prana. So it's about allowing that universal love and light, just envisioning that love and light flowing down, flowing through you. Three of Cups. So some of you, this is a card of celebration. It's with the Three of Cups. So some of you are letting go of old stories, and you're not just stepping into romance, but you're stepping into soul family energy, allowing your soul family to come through. And with sustain, Yogananda talks about the three vibrations of Om, of the sound Om, the universal sound. And we call one of those vibrations into life every time we speak. We can create, we can sustain or preserve, or we can destroy. And I feel like one of the Om vibrations you have is a vibration of foundation, sustaining, preservation. You're able to possibly project this energy outward and help others to come into an energy of a strong foundation and sustaining. And you're able to give that energy to yourself as well. So how can pile 2 step more into romance? I'm looking at this fire. I gotta pull this one. Garnet. Get into your depth. When to use it. When you feel like the real you is getting lost in the sometimes shallow, often materialistic priorities of a likes-driven culture. So this came out in the first pile, and I feel like that's such an important message, the likes-driven culture, not getting caught up in social media. With Pisces energy here, not feeling like, okay, I'll step out and I'll, break out of the cage as soon as I've made this change, I've lost this amount of pounds, I've changed this look. But embracing the beauty and the truth of who you are, especially with this peacock here, and just allowing yourself to be that beautiful individual that you are. Jet, claim your space. When to use it. When asking for guidance from elsewhere, think seance, guided meditation, hardcore tarot session. Jet can take the edge off of high vibe stones like moldavite and serpentine, and is a wise old friend to bring as your +1 wherever your triggers are sure to be on the guest list. So Jet is one of my favorite stones to hold when I have a public speaking responsibility, when I'm giving a seminar. Is such a clearing and protective energy. Ametrine, make your big dreams your big life. So this is giving you permission with this sustain and with this harvest lodge of the stones. Allow your inner abundance to flow through. Make yourself a priority. Make your abundance a priority. Protect your soul. So again, with the chicory here, is chicory sometimes about saying no. So there may be energy around you, people around you that can, I'm feeling I need to pull this card. Look at all these black stones on top. And the black stones are all about protection. You need to protect your energy and protect the beauty and the power of who you are. At the bottom, beam yourself up, way up. Is that going to focus? Beam yourself up, way up. So this is about protecting your energy and coming into a higher vibration. Obsidian, protect your soul. Shungite, get real with your truth. Okay, as you step into your queendom, get real with your truth. And I just pulled this because it's black. This is tourmaline. Protect your light. And remember, black tourmaline is the inclusions in the Dalmatian stone. So protect your light. Be aware. You're an absolute beauty. You've got all the abundance within you, but be aware of who and what you're sharing that space with. I'm going to put this as a foundation card. Be aware of with whom you're sharing that positive light and positive energy. What can we release as we step deeper into romance? What can pile number 2 release? At the bottom of the deck, we have empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Imagination, embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Okay, it's interesting with Pisces here because Pisces ruled by Neptune. We can get caught up in our imagination sometimes, and we need to ground that energy here on the earth plane. We had the base chakra here. So it may be an opportunity to get out of the mind and more into living, into enjoying, getting out there and really enjoying your life. So let's see. Let's get one more positive message. Yeah, so allow yourself, look at that, meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces just jumped out. Yeah, allow yourself to get steeped in that high vibrational energy. You're stepping into your queendom, so you're going to need some universal love and light, to flow through. I can put some Reiki videos below to support you in raising that vibration. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So as you step more deeply into the higher vibration, into this vision of you as the peacock, with this majestic purple in your queendom, you're going to be able to step more deeply into romance. I'm feeling like it's this one. Take time to breathe out. So I feel like with this sustain, surrender to the divine. And with surrender, it's coming into an energy of trust. That's Pisces energy. It's an energy of trust. As you step into your divine feminine power, you're coming into an energy of trust. And so with this take time to breathe out, and with meditate and contemplate, feel like there's a call to settle your energy, to allow your energy to settle within yourself, and to feel the abundance that is within you, and allow that abundance to really manifest outward, into your energy field, so that no matter where you go, you're protected by your own high vibrational love and light, and just allow yourself to feel yourself, to get to know yourself more. We have the ascendant here, and the ascendant is often about your instinctive self. So allow yourself to feel your natural high vibrational energy as you move on from the past and you step more into light. Look at him moving out of this fall energy, dry leaves, into, these green leaves. And look at that. Look at the light. And at the same time, there's a bell. And we all know that bells are confirmation. Okay? So bells are confirmation. We're stepping out of darkness and into light. What a beautiful, beautiful ending to your reading. Pile 2, I'm sending you so much love and light. I do read Starseed Birth Charts. I read your birth chart as a Starseed astrologer, so you can check that out in the link below. There are also other opportunities, courses for us to work together. I'm sending so much love, and just, I'm just so proud of you as you step into your queendom that is not gender specific, but step into your inner leadership, your inner power, and your inner authority. I'm sending so much love and light, and I hope that I will have the honor for reading for you again soon. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome. We are stepping more deeply into romance, and I feel so honored to read for you. We have the Moonstone and the Daylily with Ephemeral. It's interesting because I feel like my immediate feeling with the Ephemeral and the Moonstone is that perhaps some of you may feel like you're searching for your emotional security. You may feel like you're having a bit of a up and down with your emotions, with your feelings, because Moonstone is a stone that can actually help to stabilize those feelings and to help a person step more into their power and their goddess energy. And with Daylily here in Ephemeral, Ephemeral is, is kind of a very vulnerable energy, an energy of feeling, very, vulnerable. I think is a good word for it. So I feel like this reading is going to be for someone who's discovering their power, who's discovering their inner authority and their inner strength, and more than anything, discovering love. So let's take a look. Now, I already pulled cards from the Medicine Tarot to support your reading. Just shortly before, greeting you, I pulled these 4 cards. And I like to just kind of get a feeling for what the reading is about. And I feel like here is again this supported message of, finding more emotional stability and also emotional security, which is incredibly important. So the moon in your birth chart is going to be about how you find emotional security. So I have my moon in Gemini, for example, in the 11th house. So, it's in an air house, in an air sign. So I'm going to be someone who finds their emotional security through expression, through talking, through writing. I'm going to be thinking about it. I'm going to need time for myself. I'm going to need time with others, So we all have a different avenue of how we give ourselves a strong foundation and support ourselves. So this part of this reading is going to be about you stepping more into your power and um, your self-support. And it's also about with the Apprentice of Stones, it's going to be more also about you becoming more cognizant of your skills, of your abilities, of your gifts, your talents. You're really opening up to the abundance and the harvest that is within you, and just understanding how precious you are. So a part of this reading is going to be about, if precious things can be very ephemeral. They can be vulnerable, but you're going to be learning more about your inner power, about how precious you are, and about how precious your power is. With the exemplar of bowls, I feel like that's an invitation to open up to more love and open up to the healing vibration of love. And when we open up more to love and allow love to flow through, what we find is that we actually find more power and stability. Look at the Emperor here. And it's interesting how the Emperor in this medicine tarot is depicted as an ancestor, it's ancient energy. So I feel like you're going to be connecting more. You might feel a little ephemeral or a little vulnerable in this life, but we all know, especially through, I'm blanking on her name. She did a lot of scientific research on vulnerability. Um, Sorry, completely blanking. Let me know in the comments below who I'm talking about. But as we know, vulnerability is a strength. And I feel like here you're going to be learning more about your strengths. And with the Ace of Pipes here, you're protected. This is the Ace of Wands. But it's not just that. It's that you are opening up to the different possibilities in front of you. So when it comes to refreshing romance, it's going to be about looking at, the different possibilities that are within you, but also connecting to universal life force energy. Because look how, we know we have, for me, this the throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra, but we also have upper chakras, soul chakra, soul star chakra, and I see you allowing that energy to come through and flow through you, like we do in Reiki. As a Reiki teacher, I teach people how to open up, to call universal life force energy, which is something you can do. Just imagine that white light flowing down through you, circling through you. But with the exemplar of bowls here, I feel like you need to also imagine that energy flowing into the earth. And so you're anchored in the earth and grounded in earth energy, but you're also deeply connected to universal life force energy. And so you're more cognizant of the truth of who you are as a divine, powerfully creative being. Okay, so every pile I chose these pink cards, and at the bottom of the deck is Archangel Chamuel for all 4 piles, who's an archangel of love. And right below that is Archangel Gabriel. So I just feel like loving messages. And we can call on Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Raphael, who's an angel of healing, Archangel Gabriel. And remember, the archangels reflect aspects of the God source. They reflect aspects of source energy. And so we can call on them for support as we come deeper into romance and into love. Look, we have advancement. This is just a deck that I created with words that I, wanted to come through. Prosperity and fulfillment. Okay, so you are stepping more into your inner abundance. You're stepping more into your inner power. There are so many possibilities around you, and you're learning to ground that universal divine right of abundance here on the earth plane. Okay, so let's find out more of how you're stepping into romance. And 2 jumped. And I'm going to take these two, but we're going to look at them later. At the bottom of the deck, we have inner knowing. So you're tapping into your inner knowing, your inner harvest. Look at this: advancement, prosperity, and fulfillment. That's an incredibly powerful message. Look at it. Relax. Your blessings are coming. Like, it doesn't get clearer than that. Just, relax. Your blessings are coming. With the Ace of Pipes here, you're held. Open up to the possibilities. For some reason, I want to read this card, which it's not usually my thing, but sometimes I love the words that the people who created the deck found to describe what it is that this card is meant to represent. But I love this card because of the imagery as well, like the flowers just flowing. Everything is flowing. It's the energy of flow. The blessings are flowing from on high. You are divinely protected. Ganesha asks you to consider what exactly it is that you want at this time. He asserts that your desires are within your reach. The universe is conspiring to help you achieve your aspirations. Since the universe is in harmony with your desires, the how will transpire effortlessly. Ganesha is bestowing on you blessings of luck, love, and new prospects. Be very clear about your intentions at this time. Once you have identified what you desire, by the way, that is Aries energy, which is the beginning of the zodiac. What a lot of people don't know is the zodiac begins with Aries. So it begins with being cognizant of your desires. Okay, once you have identified what you desire, Ganesha will work to clear the obstacles and amp up your blessings. Withstand the temptation to succumb to self-indulgence. You are in an excellent affluence phase. This period, be sure to take advantage of this period and act when opportunities arise. Resolve will triumph. The principle of averages works in your favor now. The more that you perpetuate something that you want, the more likely you are to receive that very thing, even if it feels impossible. These manifestation possibilities are endless and range in subject matter, from love to money to success to happiness. Ganesha teaches that your blessings are continuous. Okay, I'm going to stop there. There's already a ton of information that we can work with. And one thing that jumped out to me, in addition to, this Aries energy of being cognizant of your desires, is also just stepping your vibration more into love and being already what it is that you want to experience. So part of what will help you refresh romance is giving yourself the opportunity to get clear on what it is that you desire, and then also to just relax into the truth of who you are, relax into your own beauty, and give yourself permission to acknowledge that inner beauty. See, reflection. Okay, that we're reflecting on what we desire, reflecting on what we want to experience. Be candid. That's the throat chakra. Be candid. Actually, I want to put this on top of reflection. Be candid, because to me, as you reflect on what you want to experience and what you desire, it's important to be candid about it with the universe. It's not about necessarily going around and telling people what you're manifesting or anything like that. It's more about being like, okay, this is what I desire. This is what I want to experience. So if we take, me as an example, as a Reiki teacher, as a birth chart, a starseed astrology birth chart reader, as a card reader, I indulge in spiritual teaching. So I'm going to be communicating that to the universe and saying, I want to help people come out of the darkness of self-doubt into the light of inner abundance. I want to help people connect with the spiritual teacher within. I want to help people to see that they are naturally abundant and beautiful, And, I'm describing this to the universe. So this was a while ago. This was some years ago. I'm describing to the universe. I had no clue about um, about how it was going to manifest. I was just telling the universe, this is the legacy. This is my desire. I want my legacy to be bringing people out of the darkness of self-doubt, self dislike, all of those things into the light of their inner divinity, inner abundance. I want them stepping into their queendoms and kingdoms. And I want to be that channel for you that helps them to step into this energy. So I wasn't necessarily saying I want to do astrology and then I want to do Reiki and I wasn't saying those things necessarily. Sometimes we don't know what it is or the how, but we know what feeling we want to create. We know what emotion we want to create in others. And so I was communicating that very candidly to the universe. And then as I communicated that, it began to crystallize. And it was the same with my relationship, being clear about what was important to me to experience and what I was letting go of and what I was desiring to step into. So your blessings are coming, they're on the way. But part of what will help you step more deeply into romance is, first of all, relaxing. And when you relax, then you're in an energy of trust. You're not waiting, looking at the door, because I ask my guides, what's the difference between waiting and being patient? When you're waiting, you're sitting, you're looking at the door, and then you end up in an energy of lack. And that's when, with the moonstone here, we can experience emotional ups and downs where we're like, it's not here yet. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe if I don't have the career, I don't have the job, I don't have the happiness, the romantic partner, it's not here yet. Then we're in an energy of lack. But when we're patient, we're out there living life. We're relaxed. We're, being our best self. We're loving ourselves, being there for ourselves, giving ourselves everything that we want to experience in a relationship. And then the door flows open and everything begins to flow. And one thing we must know about relationships is whatever we desire or whatever we feel is missing in relationships is often something we're not giving to ourselves. So the first step to opening up to more romance is romancing the self, being there for the self, buying the self flowers, taking the self to a nice dinner, relaxing with the self, listening to yourself, listening to your emotions, acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging your desires, acknowledging your wants, not waiting for somebody else to do it, but being that best friend to yourself now, being that best loving, supportive partner to yourself now, loving yourself on that higher level, trusting your inner knowing, trusting your inner knowing, trusting your innocence, and knowing that what belongs to you is coming to you. Advancement, prosperity, and fulfillment. Okay. So let's see. Let's dive into the romance tarot and just see. Okay, so this is I wanted a past card. We're coming out of past disappointment. Okay. In the present, we're coming into possibilities. With the Two of Coins here, we're coming into possibilities. Yeah, Two of Wands. So there's a decision here that you get to make, and, the twos, this is balance. At the bottom, again, we have the Ace of Wands. So you're safe, but you get to decide what you really want to experience. And you can do that, again, through reflection on your desires. What is it you want? But then once you acknowledge those desires, it's going to be important to let it go and let it flow, to come into an energy of trust, Okay. So let's pull some more tarot. So we can leave the energy of disappointment. What I love about this is how, he's putting the smoocher on and she's like, no, I'm focused on, I'm focused on moving forward. And that's something you get to decide, but that love is there. Your desirability is there. Okay. So you get to make a decision with the Two of Wands here, get clearer on what it is you want to experience. Oh, one just jumped out. Oh, you can't see that. This one just jumped out. I feel like this one. Okay. I'm going to pull these 3 or 4 and we're going to leave them on the side. At the bottom, we have spiritual strength. So I feel like you may have gone through a lot and then just feel like, some of you in this general reading, you may have been through a lot and really just feel like, I don't know. Yeah, look, the bottom, heartache and loss. Some of you may have experienced loss that required you to really show a lot of spiritual strength and may be feeling like, I don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if after this 3 of Swords disappointment, if I can come back from that. And I feel like there's a message here of blessings. There's a message here of advancement, prosperity. Look at this positive movement forward, right on top of advancement, prosperity, and fulfillment. Love begins. Has this come out in every deck? It definitely came out in the first pile. Look at that. It's moving forward. Don't give up. This is not the time to give up. Look at it. What did I say? Don't give up. This is not the time to give up. And I pulled the Devil card. We're letting go of self-limiting beliefs and tapping more into that inner harvest. What you may need to do, though, to support yourself is to give yourself permission to create that emotional stability you need. One way you can do that is by looking at, where do you have your moon? What sign, what house do you have your moon in? And there's a podcast that I can link below. I need to write all this down that I don't forget. But there's a podcast I can link below that I did together with another astrologer, where we go through, on my channel, Eat Your Moon, we go through all of the moon in the different signs. And if you understand your moon sign, you can understand how to help yourself find that emotional stability you need. So, positive movement forward, we have light, base chakra, trapped in fear. Yeah, so some of you have just been through it. And you've experienced that heartache and loss. You had to bring that spiritual strength, and you may feel trapped in fear, trapped in past cycles. But what I'm seeing here is resist the temptation. Resist the temptation of self-limiting beliefs and step more into security. Understand that there is positive movement forward and love begins. And you may feel like, I don't know if I can do it again or love again in that way. But there is great opportunity here. And for those of you where you're talking about love, but it's may even be with regards to career, may be, we can experience love in a lot of different aspects of our lives. And love is one of the absolute highest vibrations. Look at this. This is all jumping out. We're going to take it all. At the bottom, we have embrace. Be good to yourself. Soothe yourself. Embrace yourself. Love begins. Positive movement forward. This is 8 of Wands energy. This is Ace of Cups energy. This is the Sun card, the light here. So there's optimism. There's the inner child playing. So we have personal transformation and we have decision. So I feel like you get to decide. You can make the decision to release the fear, to release the self-limiting beliefs, to give yourself a stronger foundation in love, in light, in positive expectation, and then experience something new. Let's see what we got here. Surrender. Surrender is an energy of trust. It's trusting the divine. It's moving forward on your path and not being so concerned with the how, trusting that what belongs to you is coming to you. Surrender, I feel like it's also significant that surrender is on top of temptation, the Devil card on top of fear. I feel like it's surrender your fears to the divine. Surrender your disappointment to the divine. Surrender even the illusion that you can't have more to the divine. Let it go. You got the relaxation card. Or was that the last deck? Yeah, you've got the relaxation card here, and now you've got surrender. It's interesting that I pulled the Ganesha cards twice. That wasn't actually my plan. Determination. This is base chakra again. So be determined. Make that clear decision to transform, to say, okay, from here on out, I am in the energy of light. I am in the high vibration of love. And with the fulfillment card here, it may be that some information is necessary. Some of you may consider doing a Reiki training and learning about how to channel divine love and light through your energy. Some of you may read a book. You may meet Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Those are the only two books I know. But Eckhart Tolle, The New Earth. There's a lot of different information out there that can help you to heal and to transform. But I feel like some of you are also stepping into spiritual teacherhood, you know? And as that spiritual teacher, you may be teaching, you may be sharing the information. It may be your book that needs to be written and needs to be out there. You know, as you make the decision to personally transform, you may be the one taking your experience and turning it into gold, your spiritual strength. This could be an ebook of how you got through heartache and loss from a high vibrational perspective, you know? Ask Archangel Chamuel, ask Archangel Gabriel to guide you. Archangel Gabriel can help with writing. And I just said, it's interesting that I pulled the Ganesha cards twice. Ganesha will clear, Lord Ganesha clears obstacles and also is a god or an angel that supports artists in writing, in communication. So what are we letting go of? Let's find out what we're letting go of so that as we clean this energy out, we're stepping more into power. We can magnetize what it is we want to experience. Imagination came out in the last pile. I feel like with imagination, our thoughts might be getting the best of us. Interesting that I had to cough. And our thoughts, throat chakra, might be, and it's not just our thoughts, our words. Our words may be hindering this growth. If we're in an energy of disappointment, of past failure, could be hindering that growth. So what are we releasing? At the bottom, honesty. We need to be honest with ourselves. And you know, as a kid, I said to myself, even if I can't say it out loud, I will at least be honest with myself. But don't just be honest with yourself about, you know, the difficulties. Be honest with yourself about your inner beauty. Be honest with yourself about how beautiful, how wonderful you are. So we're releasing with imagination the negative thoughts. We're releasing guilt. You know, I think before the innocence card came up at the bottom of the deck, we're releasing guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Everything we experience, I mean, even Bashar says, everything we experience is meant to teach us. That's one thing we learn in astrology, is every challenge is meant to actually be a gift. So whatever you've experienced or whatever you feel that didn't quite go the way you wanted it to go, just know, you know, you learned from it. You know, did you get the lesson from it? Let's find out more about this guilt, you know, and just releasing the grief. But it's going to take a decision. So some of you may have gone through a breakup. You may have lost a partner. You may have things going through your mind like, I wish I had said this. I wish I had said that. Or maybe if I had done it this way, maybe if I had done it that way. I feel like with the indecision card, we're releasing indecision. We're stepping into the decision to transform, to release any kind of grief, to embrace forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, which means with forgiveness, we're just putting down the bags. You know, it's not about inviting energy that's not for our highest, greatest good back into our space. It's just about letting go of this feeling that maybe we should have done it this way, maybe we should have done it that way. It's, just letting go of whatever is weighing us down. Fifth house, Venus. Okay, guilt. This fifth house in Venus tells me this has something to do with love, Cancer. Because the fifth house can be the house of children, house of romance. It's creative expression. To me, is sacral energy, among other things. But you with Cancer at the bottom, I feel like, and look, it's Cancer and Capricorn, which is the axis. Cancer is the polarity of Capricorn, Neptune. Okay. And Cancer and Capricorn, for me, they have to do with the inner self and the outer self. Self-leadership, leadership within the world. Sacred space within, sacred space without. And so here I feel like fifth house Venus on top of guilt, there's something that has to do with romance and love. Some of you may have experienced loss and grief in this space. And some of you may feel like past partners chosen weren't necessarily for your highest and greatest good. And so there's a new opportunity for how we choose to creatively express ourselves in the space of romance. And when it comes to Venus, we're talking about our feelings, and feelings are different than emotions. Feelings are, you can't necessarily control your feelings. Your feelings are just how you feel. Your emotions are your reactions to those feelings. So how you feel must be acknowledged. It's time to acknowledge how you feel. No more repressing, because that's what leads to this being trapped in fear, is that kind of toxic positivity gaslighting that leads to one repressing all of this. And so it makes it difficult to make a decision. We must be aware of our feelings and our values when we're making decisions. But if repression and suppression is happening, then it makes it difficult to make that decision. So some of you may choose to talk to someone, to seek help, to seek that spiritual counselor, that, professional guidance, whatever it is, and to really look at these feelings that are coming up so that you can start to transform and make decisions that are in alignment with the prosperity and fulfillment that is meant to come in. So let's see how we can step more into romance, more into healthy romance, how we can refresh. I'm just getting wild here with the cards. At the bottom, clear your path to enlightenment with selenite. Oh, I love selenite, one of my favorite stones. I even have some selenite moons that I gift to my Reiki students. I just really, selenite is an energy of connecting to divine energy. Point your heart towards grace. When to use it: when you've temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved. When you're in need of a total refresh, open your heart to limitless possibility with Emerald. And that's what we had here with the Ace of Pipes, limitless possibility. Sorry, I need to cough. Okay, we're back. I had to drink something. And it's interesting because this card is turquoise. That's the throat chakra. And I'm over here coughing. So it may be something you need to say, some space where you need to be honest with yourself. What I was coughing and just said, there's something that you need to say. And what card pops out, speak from your heart, is, oh my goodness. Sometimes I feel like the guides are just like, it's just an honor to be that channel. It's an honor to read for you all, especially when the messages are so clear. When your inner child wants a real talk with you, ask yourself what little you really want from life. Oh, that's interesting. Ask what little you really want from life. And I feel like if you guys feel like, you got to know you're worthy of the highest and greatest and best. Ask yourself what little you really wants from life. So what does your inner child, your base, what do you want from life? Does it sound like what current you would want if you could just let yourself want it, perfect. Now say it out loud for the whole universe to hear and go make it happen. I feel like that's what this reading is about. And this reading is a little longer than the first two piles because there's just such a strong message. Oh my gosh, feel all your feels. Exactly what we were just talking about. No more suppression. Feel your feelings. When to use opal. And there is fake opal out there and there's real opal. The most common opal is not actually real. When you have something that needs to get moving, a project, a relationship, an energetic block. So again, that's what we were talking about. In order to make a decision, we have to be aware of our desires. We have to be aware of our values, right? That's first house, second house, Aries, Taurus. That's the beginning of the zodiac, is knowing with Aries what you want. Second, with Taurus, is knowing your values. And then you can come into making a decision. Then with Gemini, you can start to engage with your surroundings, right? So you've got to feel your feels, because when you feel what you're feeling, you can be more cognizant of your desires, be more cognizant of your values. So the things that you experience, there's not a reason to feel guilt. They're actually teaching you self-knowledge. So if you go back to your challenges, you can give yourself the opportunity to get clear on what you want to experience. Hiddenite. Claim your happy place. So it's time to move out of sadness into your happy place. This must be clear quartz tourmaline quartz. Yep. When it's time to shed a light on the vices, victims, and vampires in your life. Once you have a clear view of their whereabouts, it's that much easier to kick them back into the gutter where they belong. Restore your perfect light. So part of this is about restoring your light, allowing yourself to feel how you feel, releasing guilt and grief. And look, we have one more. Releasing guilt and grief and allowing yourself to feel and to, come out of this being trapped in fear and understand your sacred specialness. With Ruby, we have feed your fires. When you want to show the world you're both beautiful and ferocious. When your sex life needs a heaping tablespoon of spice. When the doldrums have you down, reach for Ruby and some really red lipstick and come out swinging. Okay, so this is about feeding your inner fire, feeding your inner sensuality, the truth of who you are. And I just can't ignore the fact that I keep needing to drink. I keep needing to wet my throat. So with these 3 turquoise cards that indicate throat chakra, I just wonder if you've been swallowing a lot of pain and it's time for you to release that pain and move more into abundance, more into advancement, prosperity, and fulfillment. And maybe that's what you've been feeling in the past, and now you're opening up into something new. Okay. So let's get a last encouraging message from the moon. And because we started also with moonstone, so let's end with some moon messages about emotional security. It's time to release negativity. Yeah, release the old. As we move forward, sometimes we have to face our fears and just trust that, okay, there may have been disappointments in the past, but that doesn't mean that that's what my future has to be. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. In fact, with Scorpio energy, we're learning that what we experienced in the past actually makes us more emotionally intelligent, makes us more powerful, makes us stronger. Your hard work is paying off. So the work you're doing, because we had the devil card, releasing limiting beliefs, trapped in fear, letting go of limiting beliefs. The work you're doing is paying off. Bring more love into the situation, okay? A time for healing. Yeah, so allow yourself to heal. You're going to refresh your romance as you allow yourself to heal and to acknowledge your own inner abundance. Okay, your hard work is paying off. Just bring more love into the situation as you transform and you start to live this new you. Understand that it's not a new you. It's the you you've always been, but it's your true self. It's your true God self, your higher self coming through. Okay. Thank you so much, Pal 3, for allowing me to read for you. I feel incredibly honored. If you would like to work together more, I do give Starseed astrology birth chart readings. You can find the link below in the description, and there are other opportunities for us to work together there as well. Also, the Reiki videos, as well as the podcast on the moon sign. And you can find your moon. If you don't have access, you can pull your birth chart on any free website, or you can also Google your birth date and moon sign. You can, so let's say your birthday is February 12th, 1974. Then you would just Google February 12th, 1974 moon sign. And then you would find a pretty accurate on astro-seek.com, for example. You can find out what sign the moon was in on your birthday. Of course, if you have the birth time, it'd be more accurate, and you can also find out what house your moon is in. But just for the purposes of learning more, Googling that would also be helpful. So there's also the opportunity to work with me in the description. And just thank you again. It was such an honor to read for you. And I hope that you'll check out more readings and allow me to have the honor again of reading for you in future. Much love. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. I'm so excited to read for you. I feel incredibly honored to help you find out how you can step more into romance. For your ring, you have the labradorite teardrop ring. I don't know if you can see the way the light falls on that labradorite. Isn't it beautiful? Labradorite is a great protection stone. So when you need to protect and support, fortify your energy field, labradorite is a great and excellent companion. And crystals have consciousness, so they're able to really be supportive. You have fern with growth. And I know ferns are special when it comes to, the air in a room, but I felt compelled to look up why they're other reasons why they're special. And I think what's interesting with fern is it says here ferns have a brilliant way of reproducing. They don't produce seeds like flowering plants, but instead grow a completely new independent plant called a gametophyte. This is from the Natural History Museum.ac.uk. And I think that's interesting that when it comes to reproduction, you might have a different way of doing things. And what it's telling me is that you may have planted a seed and started something completely new. Like when I look at your medicine tarot cards here, the ones that I pulled right before greeting you, I feel like there's a message of this person's already moving forward. Like they're growing, they're moving forward. They're ready to receive their blessing with the six of wands here. And look, in general, there's just a lot of wand energy: 5 of wands, 8 of wands, 6 of wands. There's a lot of movement. Look at the dolphins, the totem of bowls, which would be cups. Look at the movement and the inertia. So you're calling something new into being. That's what I feel like is also the message of the fern. And with the fern creating a completely new plant, I feel like it's not going to be something that's familiar. This is going to be new. This is going to be other level. So I also have my own deck where I wrote words. I have not looked at this card yet, but let's see. Cycles. Okay. Excuse me. So it's interesting. I get the feeling that you're in a new cycle of growth. You've ended a tough cycle, and now you're beginning a new one. With this judgment card here with discernment, I feel like you've been calling in, like, look at her whistling. You're calling in new energy. You're calling in new opportunities. It's there. There's positive momentum in that direction. And now you're needing to use your discernment. You may find that different people, places, situations that used to serve or used to feel okay with you no longer resonate with your higher vibration. So in order to steep your energy more into romance and to have a romance refresher, it may be that some of you need to release something that no longer positively serves. Now, we can also let go of old ancestral cycles, because I heard mother and I was laying this judgment card. And so I feel like some of us may be doing some ancestral work in our feminine and lines, so in our maternal lines. So there may be certain habits in your maternal line where you're stopping that cycle and you're starting something new with the fern. You're not allowing that cycle to continue, but you're starting a new cycle, and it's healing your ancestral line as well as setting up the new generation to be more prosperous. But it's not necessarily something that you can physically see. This is going to be happening on an energetic level. So at this point, I just want to say congratulations, well done, Pile 4, because that's incredible energetic work that you're doing. Some of you may have Pluto in your 4th house, Saturn in your 4th or 10th house. So that's incredible work that you're doing. So you don't have to have those placements in your birth chart for this to be true. This is your reading if you chose this pile. So just understand that there may be different decisions that are coming where you're understanding that in order to step into the fullness of who you are, certain persons, places, energies will no longer resonate with who you are. And that doesn't mean that you have to cut everyone off, but it does. But it will mean that you may be setting healthy boundaries. And to me, sometimes boundaries can sound like you're repelling someone, but really, boundaries is just saying, this is what I feel comfortable with, and this is what I do not feel comfortable with. And I am going to stay in the space of the things that feel good to me. That's all you're doing when you're setting boundaries. It's not always this energy of pushing or repelling, but it's establishing and getting clear on what feels good to you, what does not feel good to you, and then giving yourself permission, and also making clear to those around you what feels good to you and what is allowed within your sacred space. With the 8 of Wands here, 8 of Pipes, there's positive movement forward. There's positive movement forward, but it may require you to get still, to meditate, so that you can really allow the gifts that belong to you to start to come through. And that can happen best through stillness. So laying down, doing a meditation with, you can have a small amethyst. It doesn't have to be a natural amethyst cluster. It can be a small amethyst polished stone. You can put it on the pillow above the crown of your head, and you can meditate and just allow that positive energy to flow through as you open up to clarity and divine wisdom. And then with the 6 of Pipes, it's going to be important for you to open your heart, to be gentle with yourself, because that's the message of the spirit animal deer often. Be gentle with yourself, open up to love, and then allow yourself to receive your natural inheritance and the gifts that the universe wants to gift you for all of this amazing growth work that you've been doing. Okay, so let's go deeper. Let's ask Lord Ganesha, who loves us unconditionally and is working towards our highest and greatest good, what you can do to refresh the romance in your life. You're already on an incredible path, establishing a new cycle, coming into your blessings. Perseverance. So there's encouragement to continue, get into your hidden depths with the 28. Master your shadow, understand who you are. And it's not about, we're no longer self-betraying, pushing the self away. Interesting that insights come as I gave you the exercise with the amethyst stone, opening your third eye. The insight card is the third eye. We're moving into an energy of more self-acceptance. Let's do it this way. With here, you've got divine support. And acceptance, right? And isn't that what I just said? More into self-acceptance. Bottom of the deck, be candid, throat chakra. Speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. No more hiding the truth of who you are. Concentration. Okay. So now when I thought about refreshing romance, I was thinking about romantic partnership. So when I see the concentration card, though, I feel like there are two messages here. One with regards to focusing on what it is that you actually want to experience. You know, giving yourself permission to put your thoughts into that space. Look at Ganesha. Look how focused Ganesha is in this card. Look at, like, it's clear, like I am moving forward and I'm focusing my high vibrational energy, my high vibrational perspective on what it is that I truly want to experience. And I feel like the concentration, that's one of those messages, is you get what your attitude is. You get what you think about, what you talk about, how you behave. So I feel like there's an opportunity to concentrate more on what you want to experience. Now, with this divine support, insight, concentration, I feel like there's also, like, with regards to your spiritual path in general. And, you know, it could be career wise, it could just be the soul's evolution as well. There's an opportunity to concentrate more in that space on the gifts that you possess in that area as well. I hope that my microphone is scratching the entire time. So there's more space for acceptance of who you are, your growth, being proud of yourself, and persevering. And then understanding that you have the divine support you need to continue to develop your spiritual gifts. And as you step more deeply into romance, you'll, with this discernment card here and the third eye, you'll be able to discern better what is for your highest, greatest good and what doesn't vibe with your newer high vibration. And so what the third eye chakra often is offering us is an opportunity to see things from that eagle, from that higher perspective, right? Okay, so let's pull some more. Let's pull some more cards. And you have the opportunity to bring in more energy that's empowering, to empower yourself, to focus more on your gifts, your strengths. Some of you may be spiritual teachers. Look at these two cards jumping out just as I say that. Some of you may be spiritual teachers and may ignite a new romance with regards to your life path and purpose. Look at that crown chakra, allowing that divine support, divine enlightenment to come through. Some of you may be spiritual teachers, is what I was saying as these jumped out. Foundation and achievements, conflict and defeat. So you've achieved a lot. This is wait a second, because this is the psychic tarot. Four of coins energy. No, yes, four of coins. And this is five of swords. Okay, so we're letting go of the energy of conflict and defeat. You're stepping into something new. Look at the rainbow. The rainbow was a sign for Noah that the flood was over, that the waters would begin to recede. But remember, the rainbow didn't come when the earth was already visible again. It came while the flood was still there. So if some of you are like, where's my blessing? Where is what belongs to me by divine right? The rainbow is there. The waters are receding. So even if you feel like your surroundings aren't quite reflecting, what it is that that you deserve and what is coming in, don't give up. Do not succumb to conflict and defeat. Look at the candle. Look at the light. There's a light here. And the rainbow is saying it's over. Right now, the waters are receding. And soon you will see that dove holding the olive branch. And you will see that peace. You will see the earth again. You will see the new earth. You are coming into the new earth. But trust. Continue to trust. Look at that. Triumphant success with the Ace of Swords. Transformation. Can you see it? Right on top of growth, your fern. We've got transformation, firm foundation. So you're creating a new firm foundation for yourself. New beginnings. Oh my gosh. I just love when it's so clear. I love it. Okay, so you're transforming. When we transform, we let go of the old. It's burned, like the phoenix, it's ashes. But what we never talk about is how cold those ashes are sometimes before the phoenix rises. So I feel like you might be in this with the conflict and defeat here right in the middle. I feel like you might be at that point when the rainbow is there, the promise is there. God and the universe is reminding you of your divine right and your divine promise. It's just that you're in that phase where the waters are receding. So what belongs to you is coming, is literally coming to you. So you're transforming, you're stepping up your vibration. You're stepping up into a higher power and creating a stronger foundation for yourself. The flood was meant to be a cleansing. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, it's a story that's about cleansing, about letting go of what doesn't positively serve, letting go of what does not honor the God source within you, and you're stepping into a firmer foundation. And as you do that, you're going to be literally on top of the world with new beginnings, right? This is the Fool card. So these are new beginnings. Okay. So let's find out. Let's look at the Romance Tarot. I can't remember if I used this in every deck. I think I didn't use it in the first deck. The first reading was just so complete as it was. But let's have some fun and take a look at the Romance Tarot. Congratulations on your transformation, your new foundation, and your new beginnings. Keep moving forward. If your outer circumstances aren't reflecting the inner work that you've done, just know, again, the waters are receding. Things are changing. You're moving forward. You could also take a look at what your personal year number is in numerology. You calculate that by calculating your birth date, your month, the day, and the year. So if you were born May 5th, then you would do 5 plus 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, because that's the current year, and reduce it to a single digit. And then look at what your personal year is. Or if you were born May 25th, then you do 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. I did a TikTok video on this. I need to do a YouTube video on how to calculate your personal year number, because your personal year number in numerology will help you understand like what energy you can expect to experience in this particular current year. Okay, so okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. So there's some letting go that's happening here. Okay. Okay, so in the past, this is the Strength card. You may have had to show a lot of power, a lot of strength, but you may have had moments when you felt subdued, when you felt like you were being unnecessarily held in place. I mean, she's a statue, right? And there's a rope around her. The rope is probably to move her, but when you think of capturing, oh, I might need to cover this because of the YouTube rules. Apologies for the delay. I thought I had covered all of them, but I guess I missed one. So we can no longer really, but the lion, the fierce lion is there. So with this Strength card, you may have had to be really strong in the past, and it may not have been very easy for you. But now look at this Four of Wands. We're moving into something new. Four of Wands is an energy of marriage, of partnership, coming together. So for those of you where this is about romance, there's great promise there. And for those of you where it's about career, also for you, doors are opening up. Look at this Knight of Wands. The energy is moving. The energy has momentum. So this is really not the time to give up. This is not the time to despair. I mean, come on, the Empress. Your harvest is there. Three of Cups, energy of celebration. I couldn't have done it better if I had chosen the cards myself. energy of celebration. You're coming into something new with this transformation, and you have in the process divine support. You're being supported as you move into new beginnings. So with your transformation, things can sometimes seem bleak, but no, you're supported and you're creating a new, stronger foundation for yourself. And these new beginnings will be full of celebration, positive momentum. Look at the Empress. Look at the Four of Wands with marriage. I mean, they're literally an image of them getting married in the card. Congratulations. So let's see what we're releasing, what we're stepping out of. Okay, at the bottom of the card, we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. But I also feel like the message, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to allow something new in. So for some of you who are going through a breakup or just some kind of disappointment, understand this is an opportunity to allow something new in. This came out in another pile. I want to say it was pile 3, but I'm not sure. It's 3 or 2. But almost there was an energy of indecision in almost all the piles. Surrender. So we're talking about what we're stepping out of. So we're stepping out of this energy of indecision and coming into this reassurance that what belongs to us is already here and it's crystallizing. Let's put it like that. What belongs to us is already here and it's crystallizing. So when it comes to refreshing the energy of romance, you've got to be proud of yourself. You've got to be proud of how far you've come, how you've raised your vibration, how you're in a new level of discernment and new level of triumph. And now you're in an energy that allows you to see both sides of the situation, but without self-sacrifice. Some of you may have been in relationships where you were constantly overgiving or just trying to make everything work, sacrificing yourself for people pleasing, for harmony, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of abandonment. And you're learning healthy empathy, which means I'm cognizant of your needs, your feelings, but I am also cognizant of my own needs, my own feelings, and I'm not self-sacrificing for that purpose. With surrender, you're releasing control. So you're stepping into the unknown and more into trust in the universe. And you're controlling what you control and releasing what you can't control. And that's Scorpio. Scorpio, Pluto is all about control. So some of you may have Pluto in the 4th house. And when we're releasing control, what Pluto is teaching us is the power lives within us. But the power isn't always to control the circumstances around us. Power has to do with understanding that even though I can't necessarily control the circumstances around me, I do have control over how I react to those circumstances. That is my power. True power comes when we master our emotions, when we master our thoughts, when we understand that I have a choice in how I choose to react to this situation, how I choose to speak about this situation, how I choose to think about the situation, how I choose to speak and think to those involved. Ceres, it's an energy of mothering, an energy of nurturing. 6th house, service, health. 5th house. Bottom of the deck, Pisces. Okay. Okay, some of you I feel like, are spiritual teachers, and some of you will have a gift of being able to nurture people. And that will be a part of your service, how you serve, how you help others to heal. And it may also be a part of how you express yourself creatively. So with the 6th house and the 5th house showing up here, I think that's so interesting because I kept saying throughout the reading, this may be career, this may be romance. And you have both here. You have work. Career sometimes is more the 10th house, but it is work. It's the 6th house and service. And then the 5th house being romance and also children, reproduction, not just creatively, but also reproductively. So I feel like it does, this particular pile has a ring of not just focusing on romance with regards to romantic partnership, but romance also with falling in love with being of service, falling in love with sharing your gifts for the world. And there's some indecision here, but it's important that we be aware of what we want to experience, what we desire, and then give ourselves permission to set our goals and then move towards it step by step. Because sixth house is ruled by Virgo. So part of what we may sometimes need to do is just bring clarity into the situation by getting clear on what we want to experience, and allowing that energy to come through. Let's just get a little bit more clarity. Oh, these two just flipped over. Okay. Interesting message. Bottom of the deck, shine your brightest with diamond. Shine your brightest. And I'm thinking diamonds are hard. So I'm wondering if some of you have developed a bit of a, this is a general reading, but part of me wonders if some of you have developed a bit of a protective barrier. And so it's, an opportunity for you with here, find your tranquil place. Slow your roll with Larimer. Develop your foresight. Like it's coming more back to you, back to who you are, back to inner peace. Okay, so I was just looking at Ceres, which again, I already know to be a mothering energy and a when I see Ceres in the birth chart, then I know like this is a space where this person has a particular gift of being able to nourish. But I feel like also like you have the opportunity to nourish your romantic life, but also your spiritual gifts. And so with slow your roll, let's look at Larimer, when to use it. When you feel like all of the world's problems are just your problem. When anger stands between you and the formation of articulate sentences, remember, chill is a choice. Ride the cool breeze with Larimer. So like with this transformation, letting go of the past will also have something to do with letting go of feeling like things are unfair, um, just there might just be an incredible level of disappointment. And this kind of energy can sometimes block our third eye. So here, what jumps out to me is when to use it with develop your foresight. We already had the third chakra, the third eye chakra here. When I want to believe is your MO. When you feel like you've been missing the signs, when you have a problem logic won't solve, when you've blown the lid off with too much meditation, microdosing on moldavite, and need to get a grip. So some of you may need to ground yourself and find that tranquil space within yourself. But there's an opportunity to slow down and develop your foresight. So some of you, this is a message regarding your emotions, like when you feel like things have been unfair and you want to believe that the new is coming, but it's kind of difficult to see that the waters are receding. And for some of you on the more spiritual level, it's going to be about slowing down and giving yourself your opportunity to develop your third eye. And one way you can do that is by forgiveness and raising your vibration. And with forgiveness, I mean, sometimes we have to just let go of our own past and our own connection to wanting to have done something a certain way, or wishing we had stood up for ourselves, or wishing, it's just kind of releasing the past so that we can raise our vibration and then we can take on that third eye divine perception. Find your tranquil place, Sapphire, when resentments are doing more damage to you than to those you're holding them against. Enlist Sapphire to call forth that old soul that resides within. The wisest, why am I stuttering here? The wisest part of you who couldn't possibly care less about what anybody else thinks of you. I stuttered through that sentence. So some of you may be caring a lot about what people think and may be feeling like there was some unfairness in the past, and how could this person think about me like this, or how could this person say this about me? And this is about moving more into your inner strength, you know, allowing that inner wisdom to come through and seeing yourself from a higher perspective, seeing yourself as that divine spiritual being that you are. Okay, and rising above the judgments of others. So let's give one last message from the moon. Okay, bottom of the deck, a time for healing. This also came out in, I believe, pile 3. So we're all moving through a time for healing. Your new start is coming, a new moon. Luck is on your side. This is meant to work out. You know, this is meant to work out. Find your tranquil place, develop your foresight. It's all meant to work out. Look at that. A new romantic cycle begins with new moon in Libra. Don't let your past hold you back. Okay. And that's what we were talking about, letting go of this feeling like I see the rainbow, but the waters are still there. You know, it's receding. The flood is over. That cycle is over. We're moving into a new romantic cycle. Luck is on your side. With Sagittarius energy, that's an energy of optimism, you know, staying in the energy of optimism of your new start, staying in this optimistic energy of love. And what you can do is call on Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Gabriel, ask them to bless the way you speak and think about yourself so you can steep your energy more into love and so that you can usher in this new romantic cycle. Okay. So pile number 4, it was an absolute honor to read for you. I'm sending you so much love and just thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. If you would like to work together one-to-one, I do give birth chart readings. I learned Starseed astrology, and there are also other links in the description that would offer courses. And just in general, I would love to read for you again. Check out some of the other readings, and it's just an honor to be able to support such a strong, such a strong spirit. I'm sending you so much love.